Hey everyone, welcome to my first trimester update. My name is Marissa and I'm currently 14 weeks and 4 days pregnant with my first baby. I'm due March 17th, but because of my pre-pregnancy high blood pressure, my doctor wants me to be induced at about 37 weeks, which will bring me to the week of February 25th. So I'm on my 5th year of daily vlogging, but strangely, I've never ever made a sit-down video where it's just me talking to you guys. Usually I have my fiance with me, but I don't know, this just feels really weird to me. If it seems like I'm speaking kind of odd or strange, like I'm reading from cue cards or a phone or something, it's because I am. I generally have a very hard time speaking to like the public, even though I vlog, which is so weird to me. But I don't know, I'm very awkward, so we figured this would probably be the best way for me to make this video. And plus, as we get further along in this video and I go into my notes, there's no way I'm going to remember every single week and my symptoms. So yeah, but this video is probably going to be really long, so let's just get right into it. So let's start from the beginning. I found out I was pregnant July 14th, a little bit after midnight. I've documented everything, so if you are interested, I have links down below. So as a quick summary, my best friend knew I was late because I was using the app Fertility Friend to chart my cycles to become pregnant. My cycles always vary, so I didn't think much of it when I was 2 to 3 days late. I gave up on taking pregnancy tests a few months prior, so when I finally tested, I was actually 16 to 17 days past ovulation, which put me at 4 weeks and 4/5 days, but I guess it was technically 4 weeks and 5 days since it was after midnight. I had no idea I was pregnant because I did have some light cramping, my boobs hurt, and I had acne, so I just expected my period was coming. That day I remember feeling weird like flutters in my stomach, which I thought was really odd, but it could have been gas, but it was just, I don't know, it didn't seem normal. I also hardly had an appetite that day, which could have been from my excitement and anxiety, but I don't know, it was weird. The next day, like, as soon as I woke up, my nausea started, go figure. So I'm going to kind of summarize each week of my pregnancy and just go over my main symptoms and different things that may have stood out. If you're expecting or if you remember your pregnancy in the first trimester, feel free to comment down anything that we might share in common. I'm also going to include a bump shot for each week. I have been taking my weekly pregnancy photos since week 5. I'm kind of hesitant to do that because I am plus size, I am considered obese, so it's very hard for me to share, but I'm going to do it. Okay, so at this point, I am probably just going to be holding my phone because it's going to be very, very hard to read through these notes. And to be honest, it's been really hard to get through this whole first little section I just talked to you guys about, just like I said, because I just have bad anxiety. Like, I had to stop filming several times. I even, like, started crying. I don't know why. Probably because of my frustration, but here we go. Let's get into this. So starting with my 5th week of pregnancy, the baby was the size of an orange seed. I used a lemon seed because the oranges that we ended up buying didn't have any seeds for some reason. My main symptoms were nausea, headaches, boob pain and achiness, bloated, tired, certain smells made me sick. I was able to smell everything. I had frequent urination. I gagged on a ton of different foods. I started like listing them throughout the weeks. I was emotional. I cried about if I was ready to be a mom. I had some acne and oiliness to my face, and I was freezing at night. I don't know if this has anything to do with pregnancy, but when I first found out, I had this pimple near my left eye that lasted for weeks. Like, I wish I remember when it went away because it was really, really strange. Some TMI stuff because we need to be real with this. It's all a part of pregnancy. My nipples, they started darkening up, and those little bumps around your nipple, they started to become more prominent. I had an increased sex drive, and I had a lot of diarrhea in the beginning. That week, I gained 1.4 pounds from my pre-pregnancy weight. My 6th week of pregnancy, the baby was the size of a jelly bean. My main symptoms were nausea that was way more intense this week. I had tiredness, acne. I was very irritable. I had achy boobs on and off. No, not achy boobs on and off. I'm sorry. I had achy boobs, on and off cramps, on and off headaches, which maybe because I stopped drinking soda that week, so I think like the caffeine withdrawal came from that. I was bloated, I had frequent urination, low back pain towards the end of the week. Also towards the end of the week, I kept feeling like I was getting a head cold that never happened. It was just strange because every time I would start my period, I would feel the same way, so it was just kind of it's interesting how that all worked. For the TMI stuff, I had an increased sex drive, which was a little over the top because I had 2 sexy type dreams, which never ever happens. It happened 2 days in a row, and my nipples seemed darker towards the end of the week. I had my very first craving this week at 6 weeks exactly. I craved McDonald's fries, which is also really strange because I hate McDonald's. I gained 0.8 pounds and I was up 2.2 pounds from my pre-pregnancy weight. So for my 7th week of pregnancy, the baby was the size of a blueberry. My main symptoms were nausea, I was tired, I was bloated, irritable, acne, achy boobs. You're going to start to notice this is like every single week, these symptoms I just mentioned. I was also feeling really overwhelmed. I had frequent urination, some heartburn, and this was the week that my undies and bras seemed to be getting tighter. I had a craving for bologna with mayo, which I don't know why. That was really weird. Like, I didn't want to...
I've never seen you eat that, ever. And we've been together for, what, over
almost 12 years.
I've never seen you eat bologna with mayonnaise.
Yeah, I didn't even want, like, the bread. I just wanted bologna and mayonnaise. I didn't eat it, though, but I really, really wanted it. This week, my mom and grandma said I was glowing, but I'm pretty sure it was just oily skin. For the TMI stuff, my nipples were still darkening up. I still had an increased sex drive, and I had extra cervical fluid towards the end of the week. I gained 0.6 pounds, and I was up 2.8 pounds. Hopefully I'm doing my math right, because I'm really, really bad at math. My 8th week of pregnancy, the baby was the size of a raspberry. My main symptoms were some nausea, tiredness. I never could get enough sleep. I was bloated, I had achy boobs, I was out of breath easily, I had oily skin, I had frequent urination, some of my shorts were becoming really uncomfortable. I had heartburn one morning after having just like a smidge of hot sauce in with my chicken nuggets. I had some cramping and some constipation. For the TMI stuff, it was just continuing increased cervical fluid. This week, my fiance Ken said my chest looked thicker and fuller. This week I had stopped taking my blood pressure pill due to my blood pressure being really low, but I advise you check with your doctor before doing this. Don't just make your decision on your own. I monitor mine twice a day now, and I use a blood pressure cuff that's really affordable, and if you're interested in knowing more about it, I could show you I could make a video and show you how I do it. Just let me know in the comments. This week, I also had my eyebrows started by one of my friends, and they became really, really swollen, and one of them got cut up. I think that has something to do with progesterone. I'm not sure. I was also really stressed out and depressed this week because I lost one of my parakeets. I lost 1.4 pounds from the previous week, and I was only up 1.4 pounds from my pre-pregnancy weight. Moving on to week 9, baby was the size of a green olive. This week I had my first prenatal appointment, which was amazing. We got to see the baby, and the baby was like moving around, flapping its arms. Like, it was so adorable. I have a video of this appointment linked down below if you want to see it. This week I was advised to start taking baby aspirin, and my main symptoms were nausea, but it actually wasn't too bad in the beginning of the week, but it came back towards the middle, and I actually threw up for the first time at 9 weeks and 6 days. I was very tired. I gagged on chicken and pasta. I had headaches. I was irritable. I had some cramps, boob pain. I was dizzy after bending down, and I had random sciatica pain on and off. I was out of breath easily, frequent urination, and normally my left boob is large, but this week it became really large. Like, it really seems off balance now. I was bloated. Most of my clothes became uncomfortable. I had to start sleeping without any underwear on at night because it was just so uncomfortable to sleep with them. Like, it's weird because I could go throughout the day with them, but nighttime I just felt so constricted, so I just said, forget it, that's it. I had increased hunger, and my food aversions started to be multigrain and wheat bread, which is really weird because that's the type of bread I eat. So if I ate white bread, it was fine. So it's just really weird. One of my friends said I was glowing this week, and I had a craving for a buffalo chicken sandwich at 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning, buffalo chicken sandwich, okay. And I also had a craving for cream cheese. This week I lost 2 pounds from the previous week, and I was 1.6 pounds less from my pre-pregnancy weight. Let me know if you guys tended to gain weight in the first trimester, or did you lose weight? I'm like really surprised that I was losing weight. I didn't expect that. For my 10th week of pregnancy, the baby was the size of a prune. My main symptoms were just some nausea. I was very tired still. I had increased hunger. Oh my god. Like ever since then the hunger has been terrible. Like I get hungry after probably 2 or 3 hours after eating. My mood was up and down. I had acne, sciatica pain, a headache, but the headache might have been because our shower was getting redone. It had like some molds behind the walls and it got all torn down. I had achy boobs, and I noticed that I was starting to get colds by the time it was dinner. I don't know if maybe like just because I was so hungry, so like the blood sugar was low and everything. I had slightly more energy. I had on and off cramps, more anxiety. I gagged at cat vomit. Sorry. And I also gagged at wheat bread and a bagel, which the bagel confused me because that was a white bagel. And like I said, the white bread was fine, but I guess not that week. For cravings, I craved bacon at 7 a.m. I don't know why I crave things at like these weird times. I guess 7 a.m. isn't bad, but if you don't know, my fiance works overnight, so my schedule is kind of like really weird. So I don't get up at that time in the morning, only when he gets home at 6:30. So I don't know. It was just strange for me to crave bacon at that time. This week I had a dream that we had a baby girl who had dark features. She was about 1 year old, and I was breastfeeding her. So I wonder if that's true, because I've done some like searching, and a lot of people say they dream of like they'll dream of a girl and they end up having a boy. So let me know if you guys ever dreamed about your baby and if you were correct on the sex of the baby. For my weight, I was 1.4 pounds up and 0.8 pounds up from my pre-pregnancy weight. For my 11th week of pregnancy, the baby was the size of a strawberry. My main symptoms were some nausea. I was tired, but it was actually becoming less this week. I had achy boobs, sciatica pain. I was dizzy after bending down. Increased hunger. Like I said, I'm always hungry. I started becoming uncomfortable when laying down. I had acne. One of my friends said I was glowing. My grandma said I was starting to show this week. I noticed I had like some blood in my nose one of the days. I also had a bad headache, and I had to actually take Tylenol, which is rare for me because I avoid like pain medication at all costs. Well, any medication really. So when I take medication, it means it was bad. I had frequent urination. I was anxious, easily angered, and irritable. Ken, my fiance, said I was persistent and more organized. I had on and off cramps. I was more thirsty, and bending seemed to hurt. For my TMI stuff, Ken said my veins in my butt were showing, which I can't really see, so I don't know. I had an increased sex drive and increased cervical fluid. I had another damn craving for McDonald's fries. I lost 2 pounds from the previous week, and I was 2.2 pounds less from my pre-pregnancy weight. My 12th week of pregnancy, baby was the size of a lime. I had to take a 1-hour glucose test because of my weight. The doctors just wanted to make sure. I ended up failing, and I had to take a 3-hour glucose test on September 20th, which was yesterday, but the timing, September 20th, that's we'll keep it at that. This week I heard baby's heartbeat slightly. I have the video down below. I actually had a really hard time hearing it. It was kind of like sad because I really, really wanted to hear it, but all I could hear was my heartbeat. But it was slightly there. Like I kind of heard it sometimes. But anyway, the heartbeat was 150 to 155 beats per minute. My main symptoms were some nausea. It wasn't daily though. This week seemed to be the end of it actually. I was tired some days. I gagged on a bagel, banana, wheat toast, and granola bar, which is crazy because those are all the things I like to eat for breakfast. I had on and off cramps and on and off boob pain. My bump pic showed a rounder belly, which was exciting. I had sciatica pain on both sides. I had low back pain, some constipation. I was irritable. I had acne. There was one day I didn't eat enough, and I was really, really nauseous from doing that. At 12 weeks, 6 days, I noticed I had the line under my belly, the
Linea nigra?
Sorry. Yeah, linea nigra.
We think.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let me know if like an easier way to say that if I'm saying it wrong. But yeah, I noticed it like right under my belly button.
About 2 inches.
Yeah, about 2 inches. I had increased urination, increased hunger, tendonitis in my left elbow. It's kind of like carpal tunnel, but it's a different form of it. I was always cold at night. I was anxious, flustered a lot, and very overwhelmed. If you hear my birds in the background, I'm sorry. They like to chirp a lot. But anyway, for the TMI stuff, I was like really dizzy after having sex that week. Well, just once, but I don't know. It was really confusing. I don't know. That's never happened before. I had increased cervical fluid as well. For my weight, I gained 1.6 pounds, and I was 1.8 pounds less than pre-pregnancy. And the final week of the first trimester, the 13th week, baby was the size of a lemon. This week, I actually heard baby's heartbeat on an iPhone app, which was really exciting. Like, I didn't think it was going to work, but I don't know, like, I don't know how to explain it. Ken knows how to explain it, but it uses the mic and like it picked it up, and it was so loud and so clear, and I was really happy to find it. It's called Shell by Bellabeat, I believe. If you're interested, let me know and I'll send you a link. At 13 weeks, 2 days, I felt this weird sensation when I was lying down getting ready for sleep. It could have been flutters, but it could have also just been gas, but I figured I'd keep note of it just in case. My main symptoms were nausea only when I didn't eat. I was tired, I had random sciatica pain, mostly when laying down. I ended up getting a pregnancy pillow this week, so hopefully that helps. I've used it a few days now, and it seems to help. I had a headache this week that I actually ended up having to take Tylenol for, so that was twice that this has happened. I gagged on the dog food smell and Wendy's nuggets, which was really, really sad because I love Wendy's nuggets. I had chest acne, regular acne. Speaking of acne, this week, like, I wanted to film this video earlier, but, like, I have all this, and it's been driving me nuts, but it's not going away, so I'm just gonna, as you can see, I'm just dealing with it. This week I cried because I didn't know what to eat for lunch. Yeah. I was very forgetful. I put some scrambled eggs on the stove, and I didn't even turn the stove on. I had on and off boob pain. I was freezing at night. I was irritable. I threw up for the second time at 13 weeks, 4 days after picking up dog vomit. It was awful. Like, I thought it was going to be all over the floor, but I actually made it to the bathroom. I'm not sure when it happened, but I started getting these these pains on the side of my belly and in my on my uterus. I had small cramps here and there, on and off boob pain, and I was easily annoyed. I had cravings for McDonald's fries and a pumpkin pie craving at 2 in the morning, which was probably the worst craving I've had. Like, not that pumpkin pie is bad, but the market near us didn't open till like 6 in the morning, and I wanted this pie for like, I don't know, 3 hours, but we ended up getting it later in that day, so I was very, very happy. For the TMI stuff, I just had increased cervical fluid, and for my weight, I gained 0.6 pounds, and I was still 0.2 pounds less than pre-pregnancy weight. So that wraps up every week for the first trimester. I figured I would talk about what my favorite thing about pregnancy was so far and what my not so favorite thing about pregnancy is. So for my favorite thing about pregnancy was, of course, getting pregnant and at 9 weeks being able to see the baby for the first time and hearing the baby's heartbeat. My not so favorite thing about pregnancy is the nausea and how tired I was this first trimester. Let me know what your favorites and not so favorite things are about the first trimester, or even if you're further along, what your favorite and not so favorite things are. But I think that is going to be a wrap for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thumbs up for filming my very first solo video. Let me know what else you want to see. And if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you're interested, we do daily vlogs, like I said, so you get an insight into our lives. And I think that's it. Did I get everything?
You did perfect. You got everything.
I'm so awkward. I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. This video was awesome.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. So one more thing before I let you go. Let me know, should I do like week 14 pregnancy update, week 15? Should I do 14 through 16? Should I just do a second trimester update? Let me know what you guys prefer, and that's what I'll do.
I want to see weekly, but I know you can't.
I can't because I'm already almost at the end of 14 weeks, and this took forever to do.
I know you can't commit. I know.
I think honestly, every 2 weeks could be something we could do. So, well, I could do. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching.